What's good? It's your girl, the Real Life Plug, and I'm back with another episode for the channel. If you're new here, welcome. Please make sure you turn on those post notifications so that way you can be on time. Also, like, comment, and subscribe so you can be on time for every single cousin walk, every single car ride, every single sit down session. Be on time for the kinfolk link up. Why? Because this is where it's at, and this is where you want to be. Period. What's good, y'all? I hope that you've had a good week. I'm gonna just start real quick. It was raining 2 days ago, so somebody be itching my face a little bit. I got allergies and things. But as you can tell by the title of today's video or whatever social media platform you saw the advertisement for today's live, we are going to be talking about what to expect on your first day / onboarding process to a travel CNA assignment. Hey, how are you? What's going on? Thank you for joining the cousin Kim Folk link up. So we're going to be talking about pretty much my experience when I started travel nursing with my first official agency and how all of that went. So the onboarding process went a little something like this. I found the agency. I don't really remember how I found them. It was probably like a travel CNA group on Facebook or something. And they had an assignment for Maryland. Like this was right when COVID first hit and was affecting the world, specifically America, in a very negative way. So I think I went on Facebook group, I found the assignment, and I was so blessed, so fortunate that my first assignment was less than an hour away from my house. Like it was super close to my house. And I actually, what's crazy is I got fired from my job. Wow. Actually, right around this time, 2 years ago, I got fired from my job because I got sick at work and the DON was like, oh, well, you need to go home and you can't come back until you have a COVID test. And this was when COVID had first hit. So you could not just get a COVID test. Like that wasn't a thing. Like you couldn't just get it. Like you had to have some type of what is it called? Like you had to have a letter or something like that. You couldn't just go get COVID tested. Like you legit had to have a reason to be going to the CDC at the time. I'm sorry, y'all. There is a piece of hair that's just like, okay, sorry, I think I got it. But at the time the CDC was just like, you couldn't just show up. You had to have like paperwork or almost like a prescription to get your COVID test done. So the DON was like, you can't come back. Well, I also could not get a job. I also could not get a test. So I got fired, which was maybe 2 or 3 weeks before my birthday. And at the time, I also was running my cosmetics line and I had started making COVID kits, which were like these hand sewn masks that I had made myself with filters, wet wipes. Like it was litty. It was big litty. Like I was making big coins selling my COVID kits. So I got fired from my job. So I really wasn't caring because I had already just hit my first $1,000 day in sales. Like I had another source of income, so I wasn't tripping. I accepted the travel assignment and I did not have a car yet. So the blessing was that I got fired right before that last paycheck hit. So it was a full over 80-hour paycheck. Like I was working real hard because I was preparing to buy a car. So my last check was like 120 hours. The first round of stimmies came out. Tax time, I was getting my taxes back and my business was doing good. So I wasn't really tripping off the money. So I ended up buying my car for my 25th birthday. I bought myself a 2006 Mercury Mountaineer. I love my baby. I bought myself a car and no, I'm still skipping all that. So I got fired. You know, when you're not making money, you spend money, especially when you don't know how to manage your finances, you spend money quicker than you get it. And so I was spending more money than I was making. And then it was like maybe 2 weeks before my birthday. And I just was like, dang, yo, what am I gonna do? Like I need to figure out like how I'm gonna make some more money. Like this is crazy. Like I just blew through all that money so fast. So I ended up accepting the assignment before I even had a car. So then it was super crunch time. So then that's when the first round of stimmies had hit and I was getting my taxes back after I had accepted the assignment. I was like, okay, so the money is making itself available for me to buy a car. Like I need to get a car. I was like, well, dang, everybody doing the unemployment scam. I was working there long enough I could get the unemployment. Everybody doing this, that, and the third. I was just trying to figure out how I could get the money together for me to get a car because I had already accepted the assignment. I was like, you know what? If I can't get a car, I'm going to just rent a car and I'm going to just run it up and get the money back and keep flipping it so that I can keep this assignment. Make that part of the story short, I ended up purchasing my car, my 2006 Mercury Mountaineer. I purchased that days before my actual birthday. I was so proud of myself. Like, just a sidebar real quick, this is just some of the things that we talk about the Lifeline podcast. I could not have the expectation that a man would gift me a car for any reason, my birthday or a holiday, and I had never gifted myself a car for any reason, my birthday or a holiday. So that right there for me and myself, I got you, Jojo, give me a second. So that right there in itself, that I was able to give myself a car for my birthday, like, it was so super, super lit. So got my car, started working the assignment. The assignment that they gave me was less than an hour away from my house. But I want to get to JoJo. You just commented. Thank you. This was like 2 years ago though. Like almost three for real, for real. And now I'm about to sell that car and not have a car at all. I don't need a car. Like, I don't want a car. You're looking for your first assignment. So one of the things that I definitely recommend that you do is join some travel Cna groups on Facebook. If you're not on Facebook and that's not something that you use, then I thank you. Then I highly recommend that y'all gonna be like, you dirty. You always wearing the same blue bra. No, I just had blue is my favorite color. And this stain is not coming out my shirt. So I don't know what to tell y'all. Don't judge me. Gotta hit Shay up so I can get some more scrubs. But yeah, I definitely recommend joining some Facebook travel Cna groups on Facebook. If you're not on Facebook, I highly recommend that you get on there, even if that is the only reason that you utilize that platform, and so that way you can find one of the biggest recruiting sources for being a travel Cna, or one of the biggest tools used to find travel assignments. The second thing that I'm going to recommend is that if you're not on social media, that you definitely go to nurseappreviews.com. nurseappreviews.com, nurseappreviews.com, and it will help you get linked up with other travel nurse agencies, and hopefully you'll be able to find yourself an assignment. Now, JoJo, I'm also hoping that you're already licensed. For sure, it's my absolute pleasure. I'm hoping that you're licensed in other states besides your home state, and that you have at least 1 year's experience in a long-term care facility. I'm hoping. Let me know. And depending on where you're licensed at, I might be able to help you get in contact with an agency and get you on the road ASAP. However, I do want to remind you that it is the spring and it is post-COVID, so travel rates are a little bit lower right now. So if you're traveling right now, okay, great. I love that. I love that. So, if you want to follow me on one of my social medias, the easiest social media to find me on is Twitter. Not find me on, but that's the easiest DMs that I get, like, because I don't have New York and Florida. Florida is one of the lower paying states and New York is one of the higher paying states. So if you're going to Florida this time of year to work, it's because you really want to experience Florida. You want to hit the beach. You want to enjoy the nice weather. And Florida is definitely very nice this time of year. I'm more familiar with South Miami. That's my favorite part of Florida. So that's where I like to be. And it's definitely nice this time of year. It's not too hot. It does get a little bit nippy in the nighttime, but everything comes alive in the nighttime. New York, I haven't been to New York in years, matter of fact. When Tina, if you're watching this while you in Mexico, boo, Tina, we need to go to New York. Like, I haven't been to New York in years, and I definitely need to buy some fabric. Like, okay. So it's easier for now, for sure. What I can do is reach out to the network of nurse-owned staffing agencies that I'm a part of and see if anybody has an agency in New York, and let me know what they have available. If they do, I'm also going to reach out to a couple of my personal contacts outside of that particular network, and then reach into my CNA network and see what people have available or where they're working or what types of apps and things that they're using. So thank you for tuning in from New York. That just made my day. For real. Somebody in New York watching me. Go ahead, algorithm. Oh, I'm pumped. My channel is all the way in New York. How did you find me? Did you just find me on the live page? Like, let me know. Do you follow me on my other social media platforms? Like, let me know. Like, I want to send you a t-shirt or something. I don't know. That just made me so excited. Like, somebody from New York is watching me. What part of New York do you live in? So let's get back to the story. So I found my first assignment. It was less than an hour away from my house. I think it was like maybe a 45-minute commute from my mom's house to where I needed to go. So the whole onboarding process for working with a travel agency, depending on, again, oh, okay. Okay. Um, depending on the onboarding process, depending on whether or not you have experience with the agency or you've already worked with the agency, the onboarding process might differ. So obviously, first and foremost, it's like the onboarding process with any job. You got to do your name, social security, background check, all this and all that. Regular, right? You absolutely positively need to have at least 3 professional references in order for you to have a successful assignment. Now, this is what I'm going to say. I'm going to give you a little hack. If you cannot find another LPN, RN, charge nurse, you didn't have the best work history or rapport with your facility, you might want to hit up homegirl or whatever, homeboy, and be like, yo, I need you to, okay? Now, seasoned and vetted recruiters and agency owners are going to know right off the bat whether or not this is a legitimate reference. Hey, cousin! What's good? What's good, girl? I did see your message on IG, but Wednesdays are just like really hectic for me to try to answer any personal messages. So I would definitely, because I do my lives on Wednesday, so my DMs are like flooded. So the easiest way to get in contact with me, or the most convenient days to get in contact with me, are every day but Wednesdays. But I did see your message and I'm definitely going to respond to you, okay? Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate your support so much. Make sure y'all share the live and invite other people to watch it. Even if you are not able to, for sure, talking on the phone. Listen, I prefer talking on the phone over texting. Like, I don't know if that's just a me thing, if other people are like that too. But listen, call me. Oh. Call me so I can find you a contract. Call me, no, for real. Hey, I'm from Baltimore. Okay, but yeah, call me. I like that. You won't call me too, Jojo. Call me, but I definitely gotta reach out to my contacts. So but yeah, make sure y'all subscribe and share. Just hit that share button real quick, or copy the link, make a status real quick. Help me pay my bills for the month, whatever the case may be. This is what I do full time. Hey. Okay. Anyway, so the onboarding process, you need to have at least 3 references, 3 professional references, preferably an LPN, an RN, a charge nurse, a DON, or an ADON, someone from the long-term care facility in which you obtained your experience in. The next thing that I'm going to say, like I said earlier, is if you do not have anybody or did not have a good rapport with those people at your facility for them to provide you with those services, you might want to call up a homegirl or a homeboy. Tell them what to say. Seasoned, vetted recruiters or agencies are going to know those. So it's probably just best that you're honest up front. Like, hey, that's not going to work for me. That's not going to work for me. Let them know, okay? So they're going to want your references, background check. You're going to definitely have to give them your vaccination record. Now, during the peak of COVID and the rise of COVID and a little bit of the dissension of COVID, A lot of agencies are no longer requiring you to be fully vaccinated. It does vary from state to state and agency to agency. And just because the agency does not require you to be vaccinated does not mean that the facilities that you are applying to don't require you to be vaccinated. And we're going to get into that next step in just a little bit, okay? So you need to have your vaccination history, whether it's the COVID vaccine, the flu, herpes, TB. You need a physical done within the past year, is it 6 months or a year? I think it's a year. You definitely need a new TB test, a physical, vaccination records, any types of allergies, any types of injuries. This is the time, or restrictions that you have. This is the time that you let your recruiter know that, hey, I absolutely positively need to have 2 people do a lift with me. Although most facilities are lift free nowadays, finding a second person to help you with a lift is not always an easy thing. So if you put that in your paperwork, then hopefully maybe it translates over into your contract and you're able to have 2 people help you. Whatever types of accommodations that you need, this is the time that you let your recruiter know that. Also, before you sign your contract, if you need time off, this is the time that you let your recruiter know that this is the time off that you're going to need. So now we're going to transition into what happens once you have all of your background check done. You've got all of these files submitted. You've got your vaccination history submitted. What happens next? What happens next is that the facilities then apply for you to work that contract. It is not always, what? I was like, huh, what's on my hair? It looked like someone's on my hair. It is not always guaranteed that the facilities will automatically take you. They need to see your resume. So if your resume is not up to date, I highly recommend that is something that you work on. They have to look at your resume. They also have to look at the background check, the medical information, all this and all that. But mostly the resume. They want to make sure and ensure that you have the experience to work pretty much by yourself. Because you can get to these facilities and you can walk onto a unit with 30 patients. That's just the truth of the matter. You could walk into a facility and have 30 patients by yourself and nobody will help you simply because you are agency. It happens. That's why I push, strive, beat into y'all's heads. Get that 1 year's experience in a long-term care facility. You need that experience to know how to work when you're fully staffed and when you're short staffed, to know how to prioritize your workload, who gets what, when you can take a break, because baby, listen to me. 10 years in the game, one thing about me. and one thing about me. When it's time for me to take my break, I'm taking my break. Okay, so you need to know how to prioritize your workload, your resident load, who gets a shower, who's going to get what, when, and ask for help. As agent in the long-term care facility, as a staff member, as agency employees, we get shitted on. They don't give a damn. I'm sorry, mama. I tried not to cuss, but I need to express to them. They don't care about us most of the time when we come into the building. Okay, they're upset that we're coming in there. We're getting paid 3, 4, 5, 6 times the amount that they are getting paid to be there. We had the opportunity to run up endless overtime. We usually get the worst assignments, or put us on the shower teams, or make us take care of all the feeders, or empty all the colostomy bags. Like, being agency is not all it's cracked up to be. But that's also why we get paid. We get paid for the inconvenience and sometimes some not so ideal work conditions. That's just how it is. That's why we get paid what we get paid. But anyway, let me get back to it. So you have to apply. The agency or the recruiter will apply for you to work at the facility. Agency employees are put on what's called an automatic manual tracking system, an ATS system. So if you own an agency and you purchase access to an ATS, you are able to see what contracts are available and what staff members or what people are available to work. If you're a large agency, like, let me make something up. I ain't trying to get copywritten. Brushington. If you are agency Brushington and you're growing, you can buy into what's called an automatic tracking system or an automatic employee tracking system, which lets you know what types of contracts are out there. Once you're able to buy, the agency owner is able to buy the contract or bid on the contract, they then go through their employee tracking system to figure out who would fit this agency's requirements the best. That's usually when your recruiter reaches out to you. Hey, I got an assignment in Honolulu, Hawaii. I got an assignment in Pittsburgh, Virginia. I got an assignment in Pittsburgh. I got an assignment in Petersburg, Virginia. Whatever the case may be, they're going to let you know where the assignment is available if you qualify for it. That's another thing that I really need to impress upon you all is that some of these agencies, top of the line agencies, you have to qualify for them. One that sticks out the most is Aya. Everybody always says how incredibly hard it is to get on with Aya. Listen, 5 years ago, when I didn't really know what travel nursing was and I just was doing it, but not knowing what it was, I just last year, like in December, just got an email back from Aya talking about, we would love to interview you. What's your availability? 5 years ago, y'all. And some people are getting on right away. Sometimes you don't get hired because they don't have the time to tell you that you need to get the experience. They're not out here trying to give you free game like I'm giving you free game on this live Travel CNA podcast. So if you haven't done so already, please smash that thumbs up button, give your girl that like, and hit that subscribe button because we are definitely on the road to 1K subscribers by my birthday, 5/14. Let me close the door because, it's just this grass cutting. I don't know if it's bothering y'all, but it's bothering me. And yes, I'm in my bathroom. This is where I did my makeup earlier, so I just was like, let me leave it set up. And I like the acoustics. Woo, woo. So, boom, you have to qualify to work for some of these agencies. It's not just a guarantee that you apply to Brushington and now you are a employee of Brushington agency. No, that's not how it works. Even if you apply to the agency and you're hired to the agency, you still have to qualify to work the assignments that are available through the agency. Okay? So you could apply to Life Skills Rehabilitation Center, and they want you to have 3 years experience in a long-term care facility and 1 year as a private, as a home health aide. And you only got 1 year's experience as a long-term care giver. You still have to qualify, which is why part of the reason why I started this podcast and built this platform across the social medias is to give people information about how you can become, not only how to become a travel CNA or a CNA, but how you can make it a career and a lifestyle. Literally, my dad told me that I had a better chance of being struck by lightning, hitting the lottery, or hit by a car, or attacked by a shark before I do what I do on a day-to-day basis. When I left home to go to Job Corps to become a CMA, CPT, and CNA, they were like, yeah, you're not going to get a career. You're just going to get a trade. It's just a job. That's just going to be your stepping stone, your foundation. No, baby, I proved all y'all wrong and I made a career out of this. You know what I'm saying? In most of the communities that I'm a part of, I'm the only travel CNA that people know. They be on my Caitlin shit. I'm a star in my hood. And it feels good to give this information to y'all for free. And that's why I do it like this every single week. We're going to be, well, not every single week because I just had, like a death in my family. So next week we probably might have a funeral and probably not going to be, here for that. But every other week, every Wednesday, every single Wednesday, this is the littest, biggest kinfolk link up across the social medias. So if you're watching, I need you to go ahead, give me that thumbs up and smash the subscribe button because we're on the road to 1K by 5/14. Anyway, so you have to qualify to work for the agencies as well as the facilities. You can't just be like, I'm here now, what's good? So once you are approved to work for that particular facility, sometimes the facilities call you and they want to have an over-the-phone interview with you just to make sure that what you put on paper is what they're actually about to receive. So that over-the-phone interview is a very crucial part to being able to be a travel CNA. You have to know how to not only interview well, but think on your feet quickly and respond with answers that hold substance that will make somebody be like, I should pay her $35 an hour to come in on my ass. Not no BS answers that's like, you deserve to make the national average of a CNA. The national average that CNAs made, not travel, just regular state employee, like state per state employees, CNAs of nursing homes and things across the nation, $13.50. $13.50. So like I was telling them on live last night on TikTok, if you work anywhere, in any field, in any industry across life, the spectrum, and you make more than $13.50 an hour, you should feel blessed. Hold on to it. Because we are some of the hardest working people, and $13.50 is all we get. That's it. I mean, that's not all we get, but that's the average. Is that $27.86? It was just a little dash right there. Now, I'm not saying that that's what everybody everywhere makes, because as humbly a day, you make $257.86 an hour. Because when I say $13.50, I mean, okay. When I say $13.50, I mean $13.50 per hour is the national average for a CNA. It doesn't matter if you work on a cruise ship, long-term care facility, rehabilitation center, hospital, dialysis center, assisted living facility, group home, wherever you are working, the national average for what we do is $13.50. So if you're making more than that, you are blessed. Hold on to it, because there are people and powers that are attempting to be at play to cap how much we make. And keeping this a little bit on track, let me get back on track. Let me reel it in. When you're doing your interview with your recruiter, the first time you work with an agency or the first time you accept an assignment, you might have to pay what's called a credentialing fee. Credentialing fee. I really can't even tell you what the credentialing process is because I don't understand it. I have my credentials. So what are you credentialing? I already have the reciprocity. I already have the resume. I already have all of that. So what exactly are you credentialing? I don't know. But that is a fee that takes place that is taken out of your overall pay package. I don't think it's something that we can control. I don't think it's something that we have any say over. It just happens. When you extend your contract, more often than not, you don't have to pay a credentialing fee. So, excuse me. So when you're speaking with your recruiter about your pay package, like that's the next step. Actually, before you even do the interview with the facility, before they even submit you for the facility, you need to talk about your benefits, about your Skrilla, about your coin, about your shmoney. Because what's going on with that? Now, like I was telling y'all a little bit earlier in the live, it is spring. It is the springs are mostly post-COVID spring rates that we're seeing. I was actually offered a contract for $12.50 per hour, taxed and untaxed $600. I was telling them on TikTok Live last night, my tax ID home is in California. What am I going to do with $600 tax and $600 untaxed? That's enough to cover my light bill and my phone bill and some groceries. $1,200 before taxes. What am I going to do with that? Right now it's the spring rates. So I had to remind them, I got 10 years experience in the field, as well as I'm multi-state certified. In addition to the fact, like, I'm kind of somebody on social media, like, $12.50? No, I'm not taking that. I don't want that. What over that? I can't do over that. So this is the point in the process where you negotiate your rates. Now, let me break down the rates for you just a little bit. I'm actually going to do bill rate breakdown in a whole nother episode. But you have a blended rate and you have an unblended rate, or a taxed and an untaxed rate. So actually, yeah. So your blended rate, that's going to be what you make per hour. So like that $13.50. Then you're going to have whatever you make per stipend. Now, sometimes the stipends and the benefits packages, they're just like flat out $500 a week, $600 a week, $7, $9, $10. Whatever your stipend is, that's what's untaxed. The government cannot tax that money. That is what you are entitled to or given for working. Okay? You don't, that's given. You're going to get that extra additional money to the side. Your untaxed rate is that $13.50, $22.25, $67.85, whatever you make per hour. That is your untaxed rate. Taxes get taken out of that shit. No matter how many hours you work with your untaxed rate, that extra $5, $6, $7, $8, $900, no matter how many hours you work with your untaxed rate in an unblended rate contract, you will always get that $9,765,400 every paycheck. With your taxed rate, you can work as many hours as you want to. If you work in $13.50 an hour, 40 hours a week, and then you pick up 12 hours overtime, what's supposed to happen is 2013. Once you get past that 40 hour mark, you're supposed to be making, damn, I just did that shit and I forgot that fast. $36 an hour. Typically, once you get to your overtime, you make time and a half. So after you hit that 40 hour mark, 41 hours and 1 second, boom, you're making $32 an hour, whatever that shit is, $13.50 plus $13.50. You're making that once you hit your overtime mark. Typically. Now, there are some agencies that they don't give a damn about how much overtime you work. $13.50 is what you signed up for, so $13.50 is what you're going to make. So no matter how many hours you work with that $13.50, $22.25, $68.25, whatever it is, that tax rate, that's how much you make per hour. You can run it up in overtime on that. But your untaxed rate is going to be the same thing every single paycheck. No matter what. You can't increase it. I would much rather have a higher untaxed rate than a high tax rate. I will take a low tax rate so I can have a higher untaxed rate. Your untaxed money is to help you with your transportation, your housing, room and board. That's the same thing as housing, food, all of those other incidentals. That's what that extra, that guaranteed money is for. Okay, and then that breaks down just a little bit further. If you work for, there are some agencies that say that if you call out, you have to pay them for calling out. There's a fee associated with that. They won't take that out of your $13.50, your $22.25, your $68.55. They're not going to take it out of that. They're going to take it out of that that untaxed, that $5, $6, $7, $8 extra $100. They're going to take it out of that. Okay. So these are some of the questions that you should be asking when you're speaking with your recruiter. Is it taxed, untaxed, blended, unblended? Is there a call out fee? Is there a completion fee? Let me not make it all just sound bad. There are things called completion fees that you get at the end of an assignment for working the complete assignment. It does vary agency to agency, facility to facility, and state to state. I, however, have not ever worked a contract that I received a completion rate. The only thing I received at the end of my contract was my paycheck and a nice vacation. That's it. Okay? So before you get to the actual interview with the facility, after or during the process of you interviewing, I would much rather you negotiate your pay rate during your interview process on the phone with the recruiter. Do not sign anything until you have negotiated what you need. Okay? Now stay on track. Negotiate what you need during the interview process with the recruiter. Once you talk to the facility, that's pretty much wraps. Like, it's wrapping up. It's going to be time for you to go pretty soon, pretty quickly. Because at this point, they've gotten all your background check information. They got all that set in place. They got the vaccinations. They got the how much time off you need. They got the how much money you're going to be making. Now they ready for you to go. Talk to the facility. The facility verifies that you actually have the experience, or you can sell yourself very well on the phone to match the experience that you said you have on your resume. Once that happens, I hate the rain. And they cutting the grass like my allergies. My bad, y'all. Once all of that happens, boom, you're going to get your start date. It's time. It's time to push. It's time to push. It's time to get ready to go on this assignment. So you might speak with the facility on Wednesday, Thursday, and you might not hear back from your recruiter until that Monday. Sometimes you hear right back from them the same day. It just depends. It varies on how quickly and how desperate the facility is. Usually facilities that are extremely desperate, you want to hear back from them the same day or the next day. Unless it's a weekend, then you'll hear back from them usually on that Tuesday, because Mondays are extremely hectic for everybody getting back, first day back from the weekend, finishing up work from Friday, doing follow-ups and things like that. Tuesday, you'll more than likely hear from them if you do your interview on the weekend. Get the interview. Get the contract. You want to read your contract in its entirety. The agencies that I work with, I've always received an e-document or an e-contract. So it's super easy for me to just scroll through and sign through all the places that I need to sign through. After my first assignment, because I was with the same agency, I pretty much already knew what the contracts were going to say. There is a part of the contract that asks you, do you want the benefits? Take the benefits. 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 Take them benefits. Take the benefits. Because let me tell you something. Let me give you some free game. Even if you don't take the benefits, you're still paying for them. When you go to Walmart and you buy a gallon of milk. I don't drink milk, so I don't know how much a gallon of milk is these days. But gas is almost $5 here. So let me just say that milk is probably like $5 now, right? When you buy the milk, are they telling you that 32 cents is for the person who had to milk the cow? 12 cents was to keep the electricity on in the facility where they had to actually stir up the puss and dye the milk white and all of that. That 16 cents is for the lights to be on in Walmart. And 32 cents is to pay the employees of Walmart. Another 45 cents is to pay the truck driver. They're not telling you why it's $5. You just know your milk is $5. Same thing with gas in your car. They're not telling you why gas is going up like that. They got to keep paying people all that. The price is not the price when it comes to being a travel CNA. You can negotiate things. It's easier to negotiate after you complete your first assignment. I mean, unless you just got the huevos for that and you just want to come through the door like, boom. No, this is not what I'm taking. I know my worth. You could try it. You could try it. Good luck. But yeah, I'm talking about fees and things that come out of your pack. Take the benefits. Take the benefits. Take the benefits. When you take even if you don't take the benefits, you're still paying for it. It's the same way all of us pay for Social Security, and there's no guarantee that my generation is even going to get to use the Social Security that I've been paying into since I was 16 years old when I had my first taxable income job. It's no guarantee that at 65, 75, whatever they change the retirement age to, that there's even going to be money for me from the state or the government to give me to retire. But that's what I'm telling y'all. Even if you don't take the benefits that are offered to you in your package, you're still paying for the benefits. They have to get workman's comp for the whole company. They have to get insurance for the whole company. Now, if you choose to buy the benefits, you're still paying for it. If you choose not to buy the benefits, you're still paying for it. They're not just going to be like, okay, this person doesn't want insurance, cancel the insurance for her, but keep it for everybody else. No, it doesn't happen that way. And even in business, there's such thing as liability insurance. You're still covered under the insurance anyway. Are you going to have access to immediate health care should you get hurt? Are you going to have short-term or long-term disability should you get hurt in the middle of your assignment? No. But the agency has liability insurance to cover them, so that way if you hurt somebody, they're covered. So why not just use the benefits? Or you can purchase independent health insurance, independent life insurance, short-term and long-term disability. There are ways that you can purchase that yourself. And I do recommend that as well. But I also recommend having the coverage from your agency as well, because you're paying for it anyway. Just take the benefits. That's going to be in your contract. Y'all see how I'm getting better at staying on track? Started taking notes and all that. Started studying before the live. This is what I need to say. This is the order needs to go in. Well, that's a little bit of a motivational message. If you're new here, welcome. Please make sure you give me that thumbs up, hit that like button right now, and hit that subscribe button. Make sure that you are tuned in for every single cousin walk, every single car ride, every single sit down session. Beat one time for the kinfolk link up. Why? Because this is where it's at, and this is where we're going to be, period. And we're going to roll to 1K by 5/14. That's my birthday, May 14th. Taurus gang, our season officially started. So if I got any Tauruses watching, any Geminis with the cusp of Taurus, any Aries with the cusp of Taurus, please make sure y'all tune in. And if that's not your thing, subscribe. Because it's about to be my birthday and it's going to be lit. And I want you to see my birthday vlog. Let's get back to being Travis Cna. So, you can also purchase independent insurance. You're going to be signing your contract at this point. It's going to ask you about dental, vision, long-term, short-term disability. If you need coverage for your family, you have dependents going with you. Usually, this is where they ask you about your vehicle. Like, if you have insurance on your vehicle, your driver's license, and things like that. And they confirm the dates and that you need off. Make sure before you sign that contract, you, your recruiter, and the facility know that you need time off. Make sure it is documented on your end and their end that there is going to be time that you're going to need off at some point during your contract. And just a side note about that. Now, a little bit more that I'm seeing post-COVID is that facilities and agencies are requiring you to make up that time off that you need. So choose wisely. You could really be on a 6-week long assignment and you need a week worth of days off throughout the assignment. And you thinking that your assignment is about to end on the 14th and it don't end until the 21st. It's happening. And like I said, if you call off, some of these agencies are making you pay a fee. It's happening. So choose wisely. It's the spring. Really the best time. Like, you be missing the day parties, the night parties, spring break with your kids, traveling. Like, you really want to travel during the spring. Rates are low right now anyway. So just think about it. All the nice days, pretty long winter. Think about it. It's like, no. But yeah, Make sure all of that is in writing. Anything that you can possibly think of that you're going to need to set yourself up for a successful travel assignment, before you sign the contract, that is the time to do it. Okay? Let me tell you, you do not want to sign the contract and your needs are not taken care of. You know, I was with my travel agency for a good amount of time. So when I called up there, I was like, hey, it's such and such there. And they're like, no, she doesn't work here anymore. I'm like, okay, is this person there? They're like, yeah, let me transfer you to them. I'm like, hey, girl, hey. She's like, hey, girl. I'm like, yeah. She's like, I seen you on TikTok. I'm like, girl, you see me on TikTok? She's like, yeah, I see you on YouTube. I was like, oh my God, you see me on YouTube. You in Nebraska. You see me on YouTube. Anyway, girl, I'm ready to take an assignment. I need somewhere to stay. I need transportation, and I need a plane ticket to wherever y'all need me to get to. That's called an emergency assignment. I highly, 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 highly recommend that if you're going to start travel nursing, that you have money. That's the next part of signing the contract. Because in the contract, it will tell you that you have to do either a week in the hole or 2 weeks in the hole. So that means that if you're from Baltimore and you're going to Petersburg, Virginia, let me just tell you my story, because sometimes I'll be forgetting names of places and stuff. If I'm going to Petersburg, Virginia or Richmond, Virginia for a travel assignment, that means that for 2 weeks, I need to be able to sustain myself. That means that if I'm going somewhere that is not my hometown or not where I live for my assignment, I need to have money to be able to sustain myself, pay for my hotel, pay for me to eat, have gas money, all of the things that it takes for me to live and survive as an adult woman on a day-to-day basis. I need to have all of that before I start travel nursing. Whew. I get really sensitive about that topic, because some of y'all want to hop into this thing and feel like you're just entitled. Like you just graduated CNA school and you want to hop right into being a travel nurse, and you don't know the first thing about being a CNA. You still thinking that everything you just learned in clinicals and in class is what you are really about to do in this field. You don't even know how to turn a patient on your own or identify when a vegetable patient, is aspirating on their own saliva. You don't even know there's warning signs of a stroke yet, but you want to hop in. Put me in, coach. I want to be a travel CNA. You don't even know what a DNR is. How? Is it? The math ain't mathing. You need that experience. You need that experience. And I kind of forgot where I was going with that, but oh, right. You don't know yet. You don't even have any money saved up to realize that being a travel nurse is an investment. That's what it really is, because what we do is a luxury. It's a lifestyle that not everybody can afford. Many cannot afford to do it. Some of them do it with emergency assignment after emergency assignment after emergency assignment. Let me tell you something. If you don't know how to manage your finances right now as a baby CNA, or maybe you're seasoned in the game of a CNA, but you still don't know how to manage your finances, going on the road is not going to be successful for you. It's not. It's not. It's going to make you hate it. Especially if you go without the experience, that 1 year's experience in a long-term care facility, you're going to hate it. You're going to walk into your facility to 30 patients, 20 patients, and nobody is going to help you. You're going to walk into your facility knowing that you got to go back to sleeping in your car, no hotel, no bed, no shower, or you got to use the shower at the facility. I'm sorry, that's not me. No. Call me bougie. Call me whatever you want to call me. But you ain't calling me sleeping in my car for no travel CNA assignment, not for no travel nurse assignment. No, you need to have money. Even if you're staying with a friend, even if, okay, you have no other means or way of putting a roof over your head, your plans fell through, but you know that you have to take this travel assignment and you have to sleep in your car. Cool. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the people who have like 6 months experience, less than a year's experience, and they just like, I want to be a travel CNA. I want $45 an hour. I want you to pay for my plane ticket, my hotel, my transportation to and from the assignment every day, and I need a $1,200 housing stipend. What is? Hey, how are you? Make sure you hit that subscribe button, give your girl that thumbs up. We want to roll the 1K, baby. But yeah, you can't just hop into this thing and start demanding all of these things and you don't have, hey, how are you? You can't just hop into this and just say like, this is what I want to do. I want the money and this is it. You need to have some money saved up. You need to be able to sustain yourself. It is not your recruiter's responsibility to make sure you have all of these things. It's nice when they do. It's great when you're with an agency that can afford to give you all of those amenities. Oh, living in Baltimore be like, I thought like something was going on. Like I didn't hear the fire. Well, it's still traffic going down the street. So anyway, you need to have money saved up. You need to be able to sustain yourself. It's not your recruiter's job or responsibility to put a roof over your head. It is not their responsibility to hold your hand the whole way through. Oh my God, they're being so mean to me. Nobody's trying to give me any help. I can't find a hotel. I can't find a room. It's not your recruiter's responsibility, but it is a blessing when you have a recruiter that will help you out with those things. In my early stages of being a travel CNA, before I even knew that that was what I was doing, I literally had a recruiter tell me it was only my job to get you here. There's nothing else I can help you with. And while that was probably the rudest thing, like that was the rudest thing I could have heard in that moment, it was also the truth. And to this day, it is still the truth. Your recruiter, you might build a good relationship or a good rapport with your recruiter. That's great. But at the end of the day, you're the one that's getting up 7 to 3, 3 to 11, 11 to 7, 7 8 to 7P, 7P to 7 to A, 6 A to 6P. You're the one that's actually doing the actual physical work. They don't give a dug, dim a dog. They just want you to show up every day. They want you to complete the assignment. That's it. They don't care about anything else. Unless you tell them that you're about to quit, walk off the assignment, they do not care. Just show up. And that's the outlook that you should have with it. I understand again that there are emergency situations, emergency contracts that have to take place. But if you can help it, I would say have at least 5 G's saved up before you go on an assignment. If you live a little bit more on the minimal side, maybe $3,000 saved up to be able to sustain yourself comfortably until you obtain your first paycheck. And even then, it just depends on what your day-to-day needs are. Me personally, I need to make 10 G's a month to feel comfortable. So if I have to sustain myself for 2 weeks in any place until my income starts flowing in, I need at least 5 G's to go anywhere. I don't care if it's CNA work, post-op recovery, whatever. I personally need to have $5,000 in my pocket before I start saying, okay, this is what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna do there, do there. A lot of things in life, I just be like, pew, okay, it's an opportunity, I'm gonna just take it. But when it comes to travel nursing, especially as a single Black woman, I need to have ample money saved up, both cash in hand, and I need to have some electronic money. Most of my money is going to be electronic anyway because I'm a good-looking single Black woman. And people try me a lot. So even if you're not a single Black woman or good looking, you're just a woman traveling by yourself, you need to have money. You're an adult, you need to have money. You shouldn't be going places without money. Travel nursing costs money, either on the front end, on the back end, or both. And that's just the truth and the fact of the matter, honestly. So once you talk to your recruiter, you negotiate the contract, you sign the contract. The contract is going to have your start date on it. You are now ready to start your... I'm lying. You still have to do your drug test. You either do your drug test before or after you sign the contract. I'm pretty sure you do the drug test before you sign your contract. Then you sign the contract. Then you're ready. It's going to have your start date on it and everything like that. Drug test is probably a part of the preliminary stuff before you, probably right after the interview. So That's how you find, no, what's the title? That is how you prepare for your first day on a travel assignment or as a travel CNA. That's pretty much the whole breakdown and the whole process. I hope that you guys really enjoyed that. Does anybody have any questions? Maybe something that I didn't cover in the live, maybe something you weren't able to catch last week. Is there anything anybody wants to talk about? Get off their chest. I don't know. This was fun. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. When I was on TikTok live, I just was like, I don't know. They're not gonna miss me if I don't do it. I don't really feel like it. Like, I just want to hurry up and get to my grandma's house, spend some time with her, and come back home and finish enjoying the rest of my holiday. But then I was like, let me talk to my cousins. I talked to my TikTok cousins. Let me talk to my YouTube cousins. And I got on here and now we're talking and we had a great time. I had a great time with y'all. I always have a great time with y'all. I really hope that we hit this 1K by 5/14 by my birthday. That's really all I want, like tangible things for my birthday. 1,000 watch hours, 1,000 subscribers, and to see, meet, and party with Caitlin for real on my birthday, because he's performing on my birthday in Houston for the Never Lose You tour. That's all I want for my birthday. Continued success, continued elevated success, more life, good health, prosperity, those types of things. You know what I'm saying? Like, other than that, I just want my 1,000 subscribers on here to see Caitlin at the meet and greet, to party with him, and maybe get a follow back on IG. Maybe. That's it. Cousins, nobody got no questions today. Y'all usually be having questions at the end. What's good? Well, y'all don't have no questions. We're gonna still be out. I hope to see y'all next week. Sometimes it's so hard for me to break character. I hope to see you all next week or maybe the week after that. I think next week we're going to take a time off because, I have to deal with my grandfather's passing. So we have to deal with that. And I think next week is when the funeral is going to be. So I'm going to take with that. And I hope to see y'all the next time that we meet. Until we meet again, we still out.